The purpose of special needs planning is when we have a disabled child and we're thinking about if something unexpected happened to us, how can we make sure that we've put a plan in place to most protect that disabled loved one? So the way special needs planning works is typically what we're looking at is your assets and making sure that if you passed away, that we leave those to your disabled loved one in a way so that they would remain eligible for any governmental benefits that they're currently receiving or that they may receive in the future. And even if they're not receiving or expected to receive governmental benefits, sometimes we have disabled loved ones who need to make sure that we're thinking very carefully about any vulnerabilities that they may have so that they would, if they receive assets, that they would be protected, that they would have someone maybe to help manage those for them, or that they would be available to be stretched out for their lifetime and really maximize them. So we're really thinking about your specific disabled loved one, your assets, and how to leave those behind for them in the best way possible. Just as there's different types of disabilities that your loved one may have. We plan for families who have children with autism or children who have Down syndrome or any kind of developmental disability. There's also different kinds of special needs trusts, and it can be very confusing. A lot of people try to, go on the internet and they might Google special needs trusts, and there are different kinds of special needs trusts. Typically, the one that's most going to work for people who have a disabled child is called a third-party special needs trust, and that's where you, the parent, are setting up a trust in advance with your own assets so that later down the line, after you pass away, you'd be leaving those assets to your disabled child in a trust that will continue for their lifetime and be able to protect them with all different kinds of instructions so that maybe they either remain eligible for governmental benefits or that we put other protections in place to protect their assets for them for their lifetime. I would definitely recommend that you would use an attorney to assist with special needs planning because it can be very complex. There's different things that we think about and talk about that you may not have ever thought about before, and there is special language that we want to make sure is in a special needs trust that would make sure that your disabled child would always be eligible to receive governmental benefits. We have a lot of experience with special needs planning. We have families who have disabled children with probably every kind of disability that you might imagine, and they are some of our favorite clients to work with because they typically have a lot on their plates and they typically appreciate having a thorough and meaningful plan in place for their disabled child. The reason someone would hire our firm to be their estate planning attorney is, first off, we do everything by flat fee agreed upon in advance. That way we don't have to do hourly billing and we can have the kind of conversation that I think is important to have with your family trust attorney. Second, we make the process as easy as possible for you. A lot of the families we work with value ease and efficiency. They're busy, and systems that we have in place are designed to make the process smooth. We typically have your planning ready for you to sign in about 4 to 6 weeks, and we have a team in place to support you along the way. Third, we really look at this as the beginning of a lifetime relationship with our firm. We have 3-year review meetings and other communications with our clients, webinars for our clients, so that we can really develop that kind of lifetime relationship. We make it really easy for you to check out what our current and past clients have said about us and the experience that they've had with our firm, and it's right on our website. Client communication is very important to us, and that's why we have a team in place so that we can better support you in terms of responding to your questions. Typically, we would get back to you within 24 hours, and we also respond by email or by chat. That way we can make sure that we're being responsive. We are a boutique style firm, which means that we're a small team that works together closely so that we can be most responsive to our clients. So what you can expect in your initial consultation for special needs planning is we do ask for some homework in advance so that you can be prepared, and that when we meet, we can be prepared to have a really productive time together. And we always start with, if something unexpected happened today, what would happen next with your disabled child? What would happen with your assets? What would happen with your other children? That way we have a good starting point to talk about what would you want to see different than how things are currently. We can have a conversation, ask questions, and then we typically would make some recommendations based on what we discover together and what you want to accomplish.